Death Star Trash Compactor. This is LEGO Star Wars set 75339. This set consists of 802 pieces and was released in the year 2022 for about €90. But you won't have any problem finding it on online marketplaces for about €70 nowadays. This set is one of those Star Wars diorama sets. I already showed you another diorama, the Dagobah Jedi training, in one of my first videos on this channel. And so I think it's time for a second diorama. Here on the backside we can see that the walls of the trash compactor can be pushed inwards so that our heroes here get compacted. And yeah, some more pictures. Also a picture from the back side of the build where we'll find R2 and C3PO. Oh, and here's a little picture with the dimensions of this build. It's 22 centimeters wide and 10 centimeters high. I don't know why there isn't any information about the third dimension. Well, let's just hope we won't build here only a 2D set. Okay, then let's have a look what's inside the box. Inside the box we find these 5 bags here, these 3 plates which came without any bag, and the building instructions. There's some blah blah on the first page of the building instructions. Then we get some pictures from episode 4, A New Hope. Some more text. Then we get to know how a brick separator works. And we see that our build consists of 3 building sections. No, 4 building sections. And then, well, we need all these 3 plates in the first building section. Yeah, then it will say I will open bag 1 and start with step 1. Step 6. Like always with LEGO, the bricks are in top quality. But let's have a look at the plates here. As you can see, I have already used all 3 of those large plates. And sadly, the injection points are very visible. They are white and the plates themselves are dark bluish gray. And this is a bit of a contrast. They are quite visible. I have already reached step 21. And wow, the last few steps were really exhausting. Everything started quite fine. We were building this under construction here. But then from step 16 onwards, from step 16 to step 21, we placed 100 of those 1x1 tiles here. And it's never fun to place 1x1 tiles in such masses. It's just exhausting and annoying. It's not a nice building experience. But I think the big work is done now, and the rest should be easy to go. At least I hope so. With step 27 we have completed the first building section. Now it's time for bag 2, or better said, the 2 bags with 2s, which contain all the pieces for the second building section. The first thing we have to do in section 2 is to build those 2 minifigures here, C3PO and R2-D2. And have a look at R2-D2. He got prints on both sides, on the front and on the back. This is quite cool, and it's something we don't see too often. I think this is just my second R2 with prints on both sides. The first R2 was part of the other Diorama set, the Dagobah Jedi training. And yeah, R2 C3PO looks fine as well. With step 69 we have completed the second building section. And this section was way more fun to build than the first section, because we didn't have to place so many of those 1x1 square tiles. What we did now is that we created the wall here with the door. And this actually is just one piece which we place in a gap which we had here on the floor, and then we interlock the whole wall only with the help of these slopes here to the base. And also here is some kind of Technic axle, one of those, which also supports the whole construction. So it's extremely sturdy, even though there aren't too many connection points. And have a look at this print here. It's quite cool, this little console or what it's going to be. And I also like how the door is done. Have a look at this X here. This really looks cool. It's just a cross which is interlocked to a jumper plate behind. Can I remove it? Yeah, you see, it's just jumper plate on which this cross sits. This is quite a cool idea, and it looks really nice. We start the third building section with assembling the minifigures of Luke and Leia. And as you can see, once again, like it's common these days, the minifigures get two faces, one on the front and one on the back side of their heads. And this is really something which I don't like. I just want to have my minifigures with one face. You can't use those faces without the hairpieces. Otherwise they just would look crazy, or like Lord Voldemort or something. Well, at least the hairpieces here are large enough so that they really cover the second face. Sometimes you can see the minifigure's mouth below the hairpiece, and this just looks stupid then. But this is not the case here. Step 103. In this step we are using this piece here, and I think I haven't used it before. Here you really can see that I'm not a Lego Technic guy. This Lego engine crankshaft, this Technic piece here, is in use since 1990, but I think I have never seen it before. Strange. Step 108 is complete now, and that means building section 3 is complete. What we have done now is that we have built this wall on this side, and you can see it's movable. I really like all the details here. Have a look at these droid feet. This is really well made. Yeah, trash. It's really cool. Alright, then it's time for building section 4, which starts with assembling Han and Chewie. Step 144. Here is yet another Technic piece I'm unfamiliar with. It's a hinge with toe ball socket. It's in use since 1999, and once again, it's a mystery how I haven't seen it before. Step 152 is the final step in the building instructions. After that, the only thing left to do is placing the minifigures. And have a look here. They still have the old R2 in the instructions. The print on his backside is missing, and in reality we already got a new print here. Well, okay. And when the minifigures are placed, we don't need the instructions any longer. Now let's have a look at the completed build now. I think the trash compactor really got recreated very well. There are a lot of details with all the trash here, and I like how the walls look. The door is extremely cool, and we even got here the water down on the floor. It's done with the help of these translucent 1x1 tiles here. I'm not sure if I'm quite happy with how the minifigures are placed. So Chewbacca, that's fine. He's using his metal rod here or he's trying to keep with the help of this metal rod to keep the walls away. Han Solo, well, in the movie he was shooting at the door. Of course, this was a mistake by him, but in the Lego set he seems to shoot even in the completely wrong direction. I don't know what he's doing there. What is Leia doing there? Well, this might be okay. A bit like in the movie, she's standing there on the left side. I guess she's searching the trash for something helpful. And Luke? First of all, I can't remember him pointing his gun that prominently in the scene. And why is he still lying on the floor when all the others are already trying to keep the walls away? Well, I think he might still be recovering from the tentacle attack. Down here on the base, on the stand, we got a quote by Han Solo. One thing's for sure, we're all gonna be a lot thinner. And yeah, these tiles here, those are prints, so there are no stickers here. That's good. We never can be sure that Lego really gives us prints and not stickers. This is clearly the display side of the set. It's the nice side. We still got an Easter egg on the other side with R2 and C3PO who try to stop the trash compactor from killing our heroes. But you see here all the back sides of the plates, and this doesn't really look nice. And of course, the position is completely wrong. Those two haven't been on the back side of the trash compactor. They were somewhere completely else. But I still think it's a neat little Easter egg. And yeah, the sides of the walls, of course, don't look neat either. This here is the side which you really want to see. And then here we got our play feature. You see, we can move the walls in. And then everything is already a bit more compressed. Luke really got a problem there. when he's lying on the floor. What I really like is have a look here at this hose back here, and it moves when we move the walls. This is fun. The play feature works perfectly well. It's way more sturdy than I expected it to be. That's cool. Building this thing was also quite fun. Okay, I didn't like placing all these one by one tiles here. This is always extremely exhausting. But the rest was absolutely fine. But I don't know what it is with Lego and their diorama sets that they always use this huge amount of one by one tiles. When we have a look at the Dagobah Jedi training, there you can see that we also had this immense amount of one by one plates or tiles. This was just crazy. And you can see that our new build is a bit smaller than the Dagobah set. But of course it's created in the same style. It might be not so long, but this side here got the same length. I think those two really look neat next to each other. I will have to build more of those sets. The price, on the other hand, really is almost... Oh, it's really almost an insult. I mean, that's way too much money for just... What are these? 800 bricks? And over 100 of those bricks are simply one by one tiles. That's not okay. Maybe 50 euros would have been a nice price, but not. What does it cost regularly? 90 euros? That's just too much. At least we got 4 minifigures, but it's still way too expensive. Luckily, it looks very nice, and the play function works perfectly.